How do you look at yourself when no one is looking? How do you like yourself when no one is liking you? You know, for most of us, from the moment that we were born, we were taught that we have to earn love. We have to seek validation. We have to wait to be chosen. We need to beg for permission to be ourselves. But is that the right thing to do? Good day to you all. My name is Rahma Mustafa Goni, and I'm glad to be here today with you, sharing this moment with you. You know, sometimes no matter how good you are, or no matter how perfect you think you can be, people will reject you. People will cheat you, or even cheat on you. Like a wise person once said, why would you trust someone who broke you with rebuilding you? Just like them saying, okay, I'm sorry for what I did. Now let me just take the pieces of you and put you back together. Didn't you know how it felt when they did that to you? Do you really need for you to seek permission from them to feel that pain? You can't do that. Well, you can, but do you really need it? Sometimes the mistake we make is we build our homes in other people, and they will always take a piece of you with them whenever they leave. So you need to start building your home inside of you. All of us are imperfect, but what you need to understand is you should know how to balance your imperfection and accepting the way you are as you strive for becoming a better version of yourself. So it's just like you saying, well, regardless of how I show up, I am enough, and that is because I said that, and that is not up for debate. Most times as women, we are taught to fight for being what is called the good girl. And to be honest, being a good girl in our society just means that you should be quiet, you should be kind, you should please everyone around you, you should be top of your class, and you should get it the first time, then you should please a man, and also you shouldn't make mistakes. And that's why we are always afraid of taking risks. Everybody is asking us about how we're going to lose, and no one is asking us about how we're going to win. Give us compliments in the right way so that is going to boost our identity. Tell us that we are persistent, we are bold, we are brave, we are strong. But if you are a strong woman, perhaps you talk with authority, you don't bow to people, you speak your mind, you're confident and really passionate, they will say you're a bad woman. And funny enough, those qualities in a man is going to make him a go-getter and someone who is really dependable and can solve problems. But for you as a woman, it doesn't come in a light of encouragement. It comes in a light of, a mean way of saying, okay, let me put her in her box and tear her down kind of a way. That is just to dim your light and make you not so confident. So I remember the story of Courtney and her daughter. The daughter was supposed to go to school the following day, like a first day of school. And she said, bring your hands. And she places kisses in the hands and she said, take this as a sign of love, care, and support from your family that you are a brave girl and you can achieve whatever you want to achieve out there. So the following day, the daughter now came out of the house and her hands were like this. So she said, Mom, I'm taking what you gave me and you told me that I'm a brave girl and I'm going out there to achieve whatever I want to achieve. The little girl wasn't even, crying as she was going to school. So she said, these are some of the things that we need to teach our girls, our daughters, so that even when they grow up, they will have these qualities in them. Now, as women, we are always supposed to be, perfect and not make mistakes. And that's how the society takes us to be. But what people don't understand is sometimes one of the bravest things a woman does is getting out of her bed and facing her day. So I tell you, my sisters, that you are warriors. There are a lot of problems women go through in our society, and I'd like to speak to some of this. So one of it is, most of us at a stage in our life, we have suffered from what is called the people-pleasing syndrome. And these people pleasers are one of the nicest and the most helpful people that you would ever meet. So sometimes you might see these things to be normal, but it can cause some patterns of unhealthy behavior. Or sometimes you might feel it's superficial, but it can really have deeper levels. Just like people having addictions for alcohol, drugs, and other things, these people pleasers also take this as a way of avoiding the discomfort that they get from the disapproval of other people. Another problem women face is we are taught that, okay, just post your life and do nothing until you get married. Just like literally our life begins after getting married. But is that true? Or sometimes when you need to do something or you want to start something which is maybe uncommon, in your society they will be like, well, this is not good, this is not even feminine, why are you doing this? You know, or you're going to be overqualified. And then suddenly if you get married, they'll be like, well, of course, she has put herself out there. She's well educated, and that's why she got someone who is educated and someone that is better. So these same people will turn against you and support someone else when they succeed. It's just like when you decide to live without fear, now you become the hero. So that's why you need to take back the autonomy of your decision making. Otherwise, you're going to end up resenting those same people that you sought to please. That's why I always like talking about codependency, where we have a type of attachment which is emotional or psychological to our loved ones. And then we use it as a crutch or an excuse not to live well. The codependency will make you to live in a passive state rather than an active state, and you won't be taking responsibilities of your decisions because you do not trust yourself. So sometimes when people think you are codependent, let's take for finances, for example, they will enslave you and even use it against you. And that's why we always encourage women to a certain level to always be financially independent. Now, as women, honestly, we are not being taught about personal finances because unfortunately, sometimes even families or even parents that are supposed to teach you are struggling themselves. Sometimes back, for the sake of discussion, we were talking with, people, and they were like, I would like to achieve this goal before I turn 30. I'd like to own this property. I would like to get this degree. And so people are not really encouraging. They'll be like, how would you even do this? It's not even possible. So that's how I was discussing with some girls, and they'll be like, when I was in school or even after graduation, I wanted to have a business of my own, but my parents didn't let me. They'll be like, what are you going to do with money? And they'll sometimes put a religious label saying, okay, your father is going to take care of you. And when you get married, your husband is going to take care of you. What are you going to do with money? They do not put into consideration some unfavorable conditions where you would actually need to be independent financially, take care of yourself and the people around you. I will tell you the story of Lacey, who had like 2 to 3 jobs, and she got really tired. She became a workaholic. She couldn't even take care of herself or her health. So she became really sick. When I say sick, like bedridden kind of illness for like 5 weeks. So when she started recovering, she had to take a leave without pay from her workplace, and she decided to work on herself, work on her future plans, travel to places, do the things she enjoyed. And she came up with the idea of mini retirements. Because the normal thing we know is maybe you just work for 30 or 35 years, then you retire, and then you're going to depend on certain amounts of money that you get monthly. So she said, why not bring this old age retirement to your youth? You can be taking leave from your workplace, and then you are going to break it into mini pieces as a retirement that you are going to work on yourself and your future plans. But people will panic, okay, if I take leave without pay or I lose my job, how do I survive? What's going to pay my bills? So she said, maybe you need to cut down on some spendings on things that do not appreciate with time. Have savings that you're going to, invest in assets, properties, or even businesses, so that at a certain level, these things will start generating income for you and can sponsor your living expenses. And so we need to think outside the box, and we shouldn't be doing things or jobs or works or whatever that is just money motivated. We need to think out of the box. So today, I am going to leave you with this. Being successful actually means accepting that you are enough. And the exciting thing is that you are alive. Well, the more exciting thing is you are here because somebody did not wake up this morning. Somebody did not wake up today, but you are here. And the fact that you are here means that you have chances. The fact that you have chances means that you can always start again. Just go for whatever you think you can achieve and you will be fine. Thank you very much for listening, and God bless.